Hello viewers, welcome to Class 10 Science. This is Susmita and today we will discuss heterotrophic nutrition, which is the subtopic of chapter Life Processes. Let us start with the definition of heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition is the mode of nutrition where the organisms are unable to prepare their food and hence they depend on green plants or other autotrophs for nutrition. In my previous video, I have already discussed the types of heterotrophic nutrition. One thing I would like to add that in case of holozoic nutrition, the organisms, they obtain their food from outside and it is digested inside the body and absorbed. So, in case of such nutrition, there are certain steps that are common to all the organisms having holozoic mode of heterotrophic nutrition. These steps are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and agitation. Whether it is unicellular or multicellular organism, these steps are common to all those organisms which have holozoic mode of heterotrophic nutrition. Let us start with the case of amoeba, which is an unicellular organism and shows holozoic nutrition. It is an unicellular organism which generally lives in water. It takes in food by forming finger-like projections called pseudopodia or false feet and forms a food vacuole. Inside the food vacuole, the food is digested and absorbed. Once it is digested and absorbed, the undigested food is then sent out through the surface of the cell. Hence, a single cell of amoeba performs all the activities of ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and agitation. In this picture, you can visualize the sequence of events that happen during nutrition in amoeba. This picture can help you further understand the process. Inside the food vacuole, complex substances are broken down into simpler ones which then diffuse into the cytoplasm of amoeba. And then the remaining undigested material is moved to the surface of the cell and thrown out. In paramecium, which is also a unicellular organism, the cell has a definite shape and food is taken in at a specific point. Food is moved to this spot by the movement of cilia which cover the entire surface of the cell. Now let us discuss nutrition in human beings. Nutrition in human beings takes place in the digestive system. It consists of the alimentary canal and the associated glands which produce enzymes which break down food into simpler molecules. Before we understand the process of nutrition in human beings, let us understand what are enzymes. Enzymes are nothing but chemicals just like catalysts which are secreted from our salivary glands, then from the cells lining our stomach, pancreas, large and small intestine. There are different types of enzymes and they are secreted depending upon the food on which they act. Hence, enzymes help in continuing in supporting or in digesting different types of food materials. Thus, they are also called biocatalysts. The main organs of the human digestive system are mouth or the buccal cavity, esophagus or the food pipe, stomach or the gastric gland, small intestine, large intestine and anus. The main glands which are associated with digestion are salivary glands, gastric glands, liver, pancreas and intestinal glands. In a way, we can say that the digestive system of human basically can be divided into two parts, the alimentary canal or the gut and the associated glands. The alimentary canal is basically a long tube extending from the mouth to the anus. The lining of the alimentary canal has muscles that contract rhythmically in order to push the food forward. It is very necessary to move the food in a regulated manner along the digestive tube. These peristaltic movements occur all along the gut. The mouth or the buccal cavity. Mouth mainly contains the teeth, tongue, and salivary glands. All these three help in digestion of food. We eat various types of food which has to pass through the same digestive tract. Naturally, the food has to be processed to generate particles which are small and of the same texture. This is achieved by crushing the food with our teeth. Since the lining of the canal is soft, the food is also wetted to make its passage smooth. When we eat something like we see something very delicious or we get the smell of some nice food, our mouth waters. This is actually not only water but a fluid called saliva which is secreted by salivary glands. Saliva does two functions. On one hand, it makes the food slippery so that it can easily pass through the alimentary canal, it can easily be swallowed, and on the other hand, saliva has a biological catalyst or enzyme called salivary amylase. Salivary amylase is a digestive enzyme essential for the digestion of carbohydrates. Thus, in the mouth, with the help of salivary amylase, starch, which is a complex carbohydrate, is broken down into simpler form. This is the reason why you are always advised to chew your food properly. While you do so, your tongue helps your food to get mixed up with saliva, and so starch is acted upon by the salivary amylase. In the mouth, the food is taken to the stomach through the food pipe or esophagus. The stomach is a large bag-like organ which expands when food enters it. The muscular walls of the stomach helps in mixing the food thoroughly with more digestive juices. These digestion functions are taken care of by the gastric glands present in the wall of the stomach. Now, stomach releases three important substances. Number 1, hydrochloric acid. Number 2, a protein digesting enzyme called pepsin. And number 3, mucus. Hydrochloric acid, its functions are: number 1, it makes the medium inside the stomach acidic. This is necessary to let the enzyme pepsin work on food. At the same time, its second function is to kill bacteria. Pepsin. Pepsin is an enzyme which breaks down protein into simpler form. Mucus. Mucus is a fluid which helps to protect the wall of the stomach from the corrosive action of hydrochloric acid. The exit of food from the stomach is regulated by a sphincter muscle which releases it in small amounts into the small intestine. From the stomach, the food now enters the small intestine, which is the largest part of the alimentary canal, which is fitted into a compact space because of extensive coiling. Here I must mention that the length of the small intestine differs in various animals depending on the food they eat. Herbivores, which are grass eating, they need a longer small intestine to allow the cellulose to be digested. Meat is easier to digest, hence carnivores like tigers have a shorter small intestine. In the upper part of the small intestine, called duodenum, the food is mixed with bile secreted by liver and pancreatic juice secreted by the pancreas. Bile breaks down fats into smaller globules. And pancreatic juice contains the enzymes trypsin and lipase. Trypsin breaks down proteins and lipase breaks down fats. I must mention that bile juice is secreted by the liver and is temporarily stored in the gallbladder. Bile juice accomplishes two important functions. Number one, the fats that are present in the intestine in the form of large globules are very difficult to be acted upon by the enzymes because of their big size. So bile salts break them down into smaller globules, increasing the efficiency of enzyme action. In addition to this, bile juice also helps in making the medium alkaline. This is because food coming from the stomach is acidic, and until it is made alkaline, the pancreatic enzymes cannot act on it. Finally, different nutrients are completely digested in the small intestine. The glands present in the walls of the small intestine produce intestinal juice. The enzymes of the intestinal juice convert carbohydrate into glucose, fats into fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. The walls of the small intestine also has several finger-like projections called villi, which are richly supplied with blood vessels. These villi help to increase the surface area for the absorption of digested food. The digested food is absorbed by blood vessels and transported to all the cells present in the body. And then the undigested food passes into the next part, that is the large intestine. In the large intestine, there are more villi present which absorb water from this undigested food particle. The rest of the material is removed from the body via the anus. The exit of this waste material is regulated by anal sphincter. With this, we have completed the topic heterotrophic nutrition. In my next video, I shall cover the topic of respiration. Till then, wish you all good luck. Enjoy learning.